So, dear friends, welcome to the next discussion on economics for everyone. In the previous discussion, we had discussions about the theory of rent as a part of theory of factors of production. Okay. Now we'll discuss about the theory of interest. Okay. Now we know that we have discussed the various issues related to theory of factors of production, such as the reward for each factor of production, which plays a very crucial role in economic activity, is determined by the demand and supply of this factor of production and the marginal productivity of the factor of production. And this demand is a derived demand. That's what we discussed. Okay. Under this context, we discussed the theory of wages, which is a reward for labor, the theory of rent, which is a reward for land. We also discussed that the factor of production theories were described based on the theory of marginal productivity by classical economists. Now, we also know that every resources, be it labor, be it land, be it capital, be it entrepreneurship, organizational ability, are all that is what we call as the human resources, the uh, land resources, and the other kinds of financial resources are all scarce, and they have a multiple choice to be employed or deployed wherever they would like to be deployed. Hence, there is a lot of competitive pressure, um, which requires optimal utilization of resources. Okay. Today in theory of interest, we'll talk about which is the factors which influence the theory of interest. We know theory of interest where we talk about interest as a reward for capital, or in simple today's terms, money. So what economists describe about the theory of interest? A rate of interest refers to the price that a borrower must give it to a lender, take from the lender, or what we call it as the interest refers to the price that a borrower must pay to the lender for the use of money over a period of time. Okay, so you borrow some money, you need to pay interest. There is no free lunch, we know in economics. Thus, it is a price of borrowed money. The earlier classical economists, Adam Smith and Ricardo, considered the rate of interest as simply the rate of return on the capital invested. Okay, it's just the rate of return on the capital invested. Thus, interest was treated as an income to capital, like rent was to income to land. Now, very interesting. I'm saying today, even now, as we know, the interest plays a very crucial role. Especially being a financial system dominated world, modern complex economy has much more challenges where the interest rate and money supply plays a very crucial role in the modern economy. And we often see at all levels of business, small, medium, top levels, interest rates and money investment plays a very crucial role. And borrowing of money or raising of money at all levels is an important challenge for the entrepreneurs. Okay, and even for the governments, which raise a lot of money. And as we know, money as a resource being scarce has its own opportunity cost, and that actually results in a lot of volatility in the financial system, as we all know that internationally or globally, billions of dollars of invention rotate every day, or trillions, and they find their way to different markets where they find the biggest and better opportunity. Okay, and hence you have a lot of volatility in the interest rate, in the financial system market, stock markets, foreign exchange rates, and that's what we see. And this was very well discussed with the basic simple theory as a theory of interest even during the classical time. Okay, because it has got its own opportunity cost. Now it is interesting to note that even during that time, post-classical, Lord John Maynard Keynes expanded the scope of the theory of interest by stating that interest is the reward for parting with liquidity for a specific period. Okay, we know for rewarding, it's a reward. Every resource requires reward for parting with its resource because it could be used to multiple purposes. Yeah, and in fact, he said that even that, which is true today, he divided the total demand for money into three categories. One is the transaction motive, day-to-day transaction. Another is the precautionary motive. People probably save it for a rainy day future, which is we see observe all these two in today's context. And the third, which is observed even under this all these context, probably if your surplus money, if your risk appetite is more, what he calls a speculative motive, you may probably take a risk and invest money in business or stock markets, uh, wherever you can, or betting, whatever maybe. Okay, as he nicely described, the total money demand can be divided into three major components: transaction motive, precautionary motive, and speculation motive. We see all these tendencies, or what you call behavior, which influences the spending, investment, saving pattern among people in the world. Yeah, so it started with the as a theory of price for borrowed money, and as discussed by classical economists as just a rate of interest on, or what you call the return on capital invested, then expanded its scope to what you call the broad categories of transaction motive, precautionary motive, and speculative motive. How true it is, even the thus the theory of interest of classical time is still uh, valid. Okay, as expanded by Keynes, and further improved by the monetary school of thought uh, under people like economists like Milton Friedman and others. Okay, thank you. We'll keep discussing in the further sessions. Yeah.